Hey everybody, I'm Tony Fleming from Fleming's Ultimate Garage. Thanks for joining me on today's video. And like, I know for a fact that you and I have seen a lot of cars in our time. A lot of cars, right? We love cars, we love car videos, we love looking at cars, going to car shows and whatever. But in my lifetime, I have never seen, nor do I think I will ever see, anything like this full custom Pro Touring Avanti Stinger, right? And so when I say that, to say, well, how do you know that's true? Well, the truth of the matter is, it has to be true because everything on this car has been customized to build a car that you could go for a drive on. You go cross country, you can make it just exactly what you go exactly where you want to go when you want to go, right? So some of these older cars, maybe you would stay local, maybe you wouldn't drive 5 to 10 states, maybe you wouldn't go on a hot rod power tour, but a car like this was built for exactly that. Why do I say that? Well, the wheels and tires are 100% bigger than the original ones, so it handles much better. The brakes are 100% bigger than the factory ones. The engine has 100% more power than the original engine. The interior is comfortable. It's all built for driving long distances. And the cool thing about it is if you love a manual transmission, this car right here goes through the gear so nicely. But if you wanted to change this to automatic, we can do that too. All right, so let's spend some time. We're going to walk around here. We're going to talk about the paint because the paint is really, in the world of the thousands and thousands of cars that we've seen over time, is probably some of the nicest paint we've ever seen. All right, so what goes into building a $100,000 car? Well, I want you to take a second to see where money is spent. So for instance, the body and paint on this car to restore a car like that would be at least $25,000 to $30,000. The paint alone, the cost of the actual paint itself, was probably in the $3,000 to $5,000 range just for materials, right? The paint, unfortunately, you can't, until you see it in person, you can't really get the quality and the detail that's gone in this car. Everything from the custom stripes that are made, right? All this stuff is custom. These custom built rims, these custom made red line radials, right? These giant brakes inside here. These are bare brakes with cross drilled and slotted rotors in there. Like, why do you need that? Well, because this is a fast car. And if you're going to go fast, you need to be able to stop. Again, I'm showing you different stuff. I'm showing you how this custom made into the fender here. These kinds of little things, you say, Tone, well, that's not a lot of money, a set of wheels and tires. $4,000 to $5,000 for a custom set of wheels and tires minimum, right? Brakes, another $4,000. Like, you could keep adding up and up and up and up. And already we're probably at the $50,000 mark, and we haven't got anywhere for the interior, the engine, none of that stuff. That's my point. My point is that really the only way to buy a car is to have someone else build it, right? And then if you want to change a couple things on your own, but they drove it for a little bit, they put a few miles on it, still an awesome, awesome car, and the condition is like new, right? But you're not spending 3 years to do it and $100,000. Paint a lot of cars. I did not paint this car, but the paint is equally the level that we would paint a car. The reason I'm bringing that up is because it takes so long to do this, right? And to find somebody to do it. You can be driving this car next weekend, not 2 to 3 years from now. My point is that while this is a special car, it's a special car built with special parts. The paint, for instance, is called this. I need to read it because it's like nothing I'd ever heard before. Lemon Twist Yellow with Cosmic Dust Metallic. Who makes up this stuff, right? But this is really maybe House of Colors has, where you lay down the base layer in gold, and then you lay down the next layer in yellow, then the next layer in some in black, and you end up with this incredible, incredible paint job. It is fabulous. Anyway, come on up. Let's look at this. We do our test all the time. Make sure you can read the letters nice and clear here. Now go ahead and get that. And now you can see how really great this car is. It's just amazing. It's more than video and pictures can describe. All right, these hood pins are awesome. This is how you open the hood. You pull these pins like this, and you bring it up to here like so. And this is another whole place of just beauty. You need to see the detail here. Look at all of this here. This is custom molded in here, right? Painted satin black. Has a real wiper. It has four-wheel disc brakes. It has headers. It has power steering. It has a giant radiator cooling module in here. Why is that important? Because the last thing you want to do is be driving a car like this in traffic, right, and the car overheat. This is serious. It's 50% bigger than the original radiator in here. And again, we were talking about power. This is, looking at all this stuff in here, this is just, it's just nicely detailed. Aluminum head, 383 stroker, making serious power and making serious sound too. All right, so my assistant's coming over to help out. Well, thank you so much. Anyway, all the time people say, hey, wow, Tone, that's a great looking car. But a lot of times we don't know why it's a great looking car. And I like to point out some of those things. So for instance, in this case here, this is a custom made splash pan where the exhaust is custom bent underneath to come out here. You say, well, Tone, that can't be much of a deal. Are you kidding me? You can spend an entire day, full day, sometimes 2 days on just an exhaust system, bending it so it looks good underneath, comes out centrally located in the holes, not touching the bottom, not touching there, right? All of this little detail stuff. The gaps around here, right? Custom tail lights are put in here. You know how much time that took? A long time. This trunk, all carpeted. These painted the right color. Everything in there, custom carpet. Look at this package shelf, firewall shelf there. And then we're going to look at the package shelf here for a second as well. All little tiny stuff that just makes for a different car. You got to see this paint. I keep talking about the paint. It's just fabulous. All right, so here, there we have, because this interior is full custom, it does have a rear defroster back here as well, which is pretty cool, but it has this cool X in here put into this custom package tray. And then the blacked out moldings. All of these little things are the things I'm trying to point out. This package tray took all day to make because it's a relief, not embossed. Completely backwards, right? Custom interior, all built, and that's where we're headed next. Let's go check that out. All right, so you're walking up to your cool car. You're saying, man, this is a great car. Oh, it's mine, right? Of course it is. The best part about this is the outside for right now. However, once we move inside, that's where you and I are going to hang out. I think you may find this to be even better. All right. Hold on a second while I hit the tilt wheel. There we go. Okay. So you got that great shifter, nice and close here. Again, if you don't want a manual transmission car, we can make this into an automatic, right? Not a big deal. It's much easier to go from manual transmission to automatic. There's less parts than it is to go from automatic to manual transmission. Then we have all this custom cool stuff in here, man. Come on, spend a minute with me looking at these things. Whew. Sorry, I get so excited. While this is standard Avanti, here we have upgraded gauges. The Stewart Warner gauges were part of the Avanti thing, but here we've upgraded it to even more vitals to give us information on for all of the stuff that's going on. We have power windows here. We have a climate control system. We have electric sunroof in here. Super rare to even see that. We have a 5-speed, so you can ride on the highway, go for long cruises or whatever. Power window switches in the doors as well. What else we got? We got power windows. We got this cool interior. It goes on and on and on, like everything from the new dash that's here to the new steering wheel to the tilt steering column to the billet handles inside. Like essentially what you're getting is a new custom car, and you didn't have to wait 3 years and spend a ridiculous amount of money to get that done. We have a huge documentation book with this car as well. And I think that once you sift through that and see that too, there'd be no way you couldn't get it. Showing since the restoration, those are baby miles. Those are break-in miles. And now it's ready to be enjoyed by somebody like you. All right, so I wanted to take the front tag off just so you can see the front end of this car because it really is so well done, right? It's, I don't know, man. If you've never really built a car, this right here was a labor of love and very expensive, right? You say, well, Tom, well, why would he sell it? Well, because that's what happens. People either can't drive them anymore or they're ready to do something else, and this is the way to buy it. When you look at the custom paint and the custom interior and the tilt wheel and the full gauges and the big wheels and tires, the brakes, the full custom suspension, the full exhaust, like all this stuff, sunroof, power windows, it goes on and on and on. This is a really, really cool car. Anyway, call us 301-816-1000. We'll find a way to get this amazing Avanti in your garage. And if you don't mind, hit the like button down below. It helps get our message out. I really appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel. We have new stuff coming out all the time. And maybe share it with your friends. They might like to see some of this content too. And I will see you on the test drive.